About when your first memories as a child. Anyway, October Red, I'm joined by our world champion, Chris Billam-Smith. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back. It's always good to do interviews with you.
What I will say, and I did say it when I saw you outside, is I think sometimes us, the boxing community, the media, owe you a little bit of an apology. Well, not even a little bit, probably a big apology. We've sat back and we've been concentrating so much, and I know I'm going straight in for it, but let's be honest, we've concentrated so much on the politics of boxing, we've forgotten to give you your flowers as our British Cruiserweight World Champion. So I'm going to apologise.
You don't need to apologise. No, the media good. I think what needs to be congratulated is the division as a whole. Everyone's fighting everyone. You know, you saw Isaac fighting Mikel Lawal recently. Like you said, people do sometimes focus on the politics when you've got fantastic fights happening, and you just talk the sport down when so much good is happening in the sport. You've had that across the board in Britain. You've had Wood Conlon, a fantastic fight. You've had Wood Warrington, a fantastic fight. You know, me against Isaac last year, me fighting Lawrence. Like, that's, you know, willing to put it all on the line for these fights. And I think it's happening throughout the sport in Britain. And I think that's important to focus on that as well.
Being a world champion, because obviously I didn't catch up with you after your fight with Lawrence. A good fight, but taking that belt, and that is literally what Masternak wants to do to you. You took that belt quite confidently away from Lawrence Okoli. What did that mean to you at that time to know that's now yours?
Yeah, it was obviously a fantastic feeling. I think the celebration showed that. I had to bottle up a lot of emotion with where the fight was, the noise, my mum, my son's birthday was on the Friday. So there's a lot of things that I couldn't get emotionally invested in on fight week, and so all that poured out after that, and I could just let loose, and it meant so much. I'm so lucky to have had, obviously, Sky Sports and Boxer back that opportunity and give me that opportunity and give me the chance to do it. And you know, I took the chance, but there's so many people who in the background that have worked away. Obviously, the whole McGuigan family for years have worked away with me, putting in a graft and give me that belief, and yeah, it all came to fruition.
You've mentioned something there, and as a fighter, how do you put all of that behind you, the event itself, stuff that's going on in the background, and literally focus on the fight? And the only reason why I ask you this is because some people have alluded with last week's events that maybe Tyson let the event and everything get to him. So as a fighter, how do you do that? How do you literally just zone out?
I don't know. I don't know how I do it. I'm just good at doing it. It's definitely difficult for some people. But you've got to compartmentalise everything and just take everything for what it is and know when to do it, and just control the controllables. I think most people lose sight of that sometimes because they're like, they're trying to control everything and control the right things that they can control, but it's controlling the exact right thing. Keep the main thing, which is boxing ability. Focus on your training, focus on your nutrition, your sleep, your hydration, all that. Do all that right. Park it until the fight's over, and then anything else you can do after. And I think that's the most important thing. I think a lot of people lose sight of the main thing, which is being a professional athlete.
Very wise words. Masternak, quite emotional when I spoke to him, said that winning this is his first world title shot, meaning this is everything to him, to be able to take that belt from you back to Poland, show his wife, his family, his community, his country. Somebody that's coming to you with that energy, he really wants that belt. How focused and how much more determined does that make you, Chris, to make sure that doesn't happen?
Yeah, I'm well aware of his ability anyway, and then he comes in with that mindset. I know it's his first world title shot, so I know what that feeling's like very recently. And, you know, no one could have beaten me on that night. And, you know, I've got to make sure I don't allow him to feel like that. I've got to make sure that I build on my last camp, my last performances, and put on a dominating performance and make a statement, because he's been in there with some unbelievable fighters and gone the distance if he's lost or beaten them. So for me, it's really important to make a statement and be top, in top shape for this fight. And for me, it's my hardest fight to date. Part of that is the reason that you just alluded to there, which is him being so motivated for his first world title shot. And obviously, he's had so many fights, so he's probably looking at this as his one and only chance to win a world title. So he's going to be so motivated.
Shane is part of your team, a very meticulous team. We know what Shane's like with his fighters. When you look at attributes and when you look at things that Masternak brings to the table, what do you see as, I'm not going to say the toughest challenge, but what do you see as maybe an opportunity that you can grab hold of to ensure that you get the win? His experience, he's been in with some good names, you're also building your experience. But everyone's got a chink in their armour, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't know what his is because he does everything so well. Obviously, he's been beat, but by different styles to me. He's never really... And I think for me, it's just there's always an element of surprise when I fight someone or I spar someone, and it's that belief I have in myself and what I do, and I know that when I get in there, people are always shocked at either the punch power or the speed or something else that I have and how tough I am or the work rate. So for me, it's about doing what I do really, really well, but also being aware of he's always in a position to fight and throw shots, and he's got good feet, good balance, good good punch selection, puts his hands together well as well, like combinations, and obviously is super, super tough. So it's a really, really hard fight, but it's it's one that I've just got to focus on myself for, I think, and then Shane will come out of a solid game plan as well.
We end it there. Your focus, bringing that all together to ensure that you get the win. But one thing that I will say, it's really good that you're building your fan base in your hometown. You know what the boxing community is like. It's like everything's usually centralised around London, Manchester, Liverpool for boxing. But boxers actually taken your profile and thought, let's build this fighter. Let's build him in his hometown. Because the loyalty from your fans, when you start travelling the world, defending worldwide, collecting more belts, whatever your aspirations are, those fans are going to start to follow you.
Yeah, the dream, the next pipe dream is Vegas. So, I'd love to give them a trip to Vegas at some point. But I love fighting down there. The atmosphere is phenomenal. When I'm walking around the town or I'm at the football games, like the reception I get is it's really overwhelming, and I'm so lucky to be from there, and do what I'm doing. In London, it's more difficult to build that sort of fan base. So I feel sorry sometimes for London fighters because they don't have. I've got a town that's never had that. So as I'm the first to do it, and I'm sure there'll be many coming through. I'm very fortunate. I've just right place, right time, I think, and but the fans are phenomenal, and I'm so lucky.
Guys, literally do not sleep on this fight. I think we're going to have a war with the pair of you. I think that your styles are going to gel well. Get behind our fighter, Chris Billam-Smith, our world champion. We need to show this guy some support. December the 10th, Sunday in Bournemouth. First lot of tickets sold out. Tell us where else they can get tickets from, second release, etc.
Yeah, they're on now. They're on sale now online on Boxer.com. So I don't know how many are left, but get on there and don't miss it.
All the best. We wish you all the best, and I'll see you fight week.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you so much.